Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Rebecca and on this channel we discuss finance and travel. The topic of today is solo travel, so let's get started. Have you thought about traveling but there is no one available to travel with you? So now you are stuck in your hometown, missing out on living your best life. Start enjoying what the world has to offer by yourself. Channel your inner solo traveler while watching this video. But what kind of solo travel is there? Solo travel in a group. This is usually with organized trips and has a variety of people in the group. You can decide if you join a single travelers group or a mixed group depending on your preferences. By joining such groups, you travel as part of a group where you meet the members on arrival. Usually these organizations have a travel program with activities already planned up front. On most of these trips, you are not able to change the plans and you have to stay with the group till the end. Solo travel. This is traveling by yourself with your own travel plans and schedule, which is changeable, and it is my favorite way of traveling. Voluntary travel. This means the traveling is linked to doing voluntary work. Usually, these travelers travel alone and become part of the community where they do voluntary work. Spiritual travelers. Maybe you've been on a spiritual journey or maybe you're not. This traveler focuses on spiritual development and visits destinations worldwide that have spirituality as their USP. Think about Bali, Thailand, and for example, India. They oftentimes indulge themselves in the spiritual experience by doing related activities like retreats, meditation, and for example, yoga. As spiritual development is something you have to do by yourself, this type of travel is usually done solo. The real travel influencers are female solo travelers. In a study done in 2020 by the Solo Female Traveler Club, some interesting statistics regarding female solo travel was revealed. The survey was done with participants from over 100 countries. The majority of solo female travelers have an average income between $20,000 to $49,000 per year. An average of 2 to 4 trips per year. 44% of solo female travelers is single and a small percentage of 4% is in a relationship. 50% of participants were millennials, so under the age of 35. 36% were Generation X, between 35 and 54 years old. And 15% were boomers from 55 years and older. Financial fact. Traveling solo can be more expensive as you usually cannot share the cost of accommodation. Choosing for shared accommodation like a dorm room in a hostel can cut these costs. So let's talk about the pros and cons of solo traveling. Number 1 con, it can be boring at dinner time. Number 2, there's no one to share your special moments or adventures with. And number 3, accommodation is often more expensive. The pros, you can do what you feel like without taking others' feelings into account. Number 2, you can enjoy the beauty of the world even if your family or friends are not able to join you. Number 3, it gives your self-esteem a boost when you have survived your solo journey. Number 4, you are able to develop your social skills as you are in an environment where you have to interact with strangers. And number 5, it shows you how many people in this world travel alone. Now you know the pros and cons. There is another important subject that I want to share with you, which is safety. In general, safety is an important item, but especially when traveling solo. When traveling by yourself, safety can be an issue because if something happens to you, usually no one knows who to contact. A way to travel safer is to make sure someone at home knows your travel plans. This is especially necessary if you are visiting multiple cities, countries, and accommodation facilities. Also, if you're not feeling well and staying at a hotel, bed and breakfast, or hostel, it helps to mention this at the front desk so they can check on you often when you are in your room. It can also help to not use the Do Not Disturb card. By doing this, at least the cleaning service will enter your room daily, so if something happens to you in your room, someone might notice this in time. Because you are traveling alone, it is nice to have some company during some parts of your trip. Please be aware of the ill intentions other people might have. This applies to locals and other tourists. While traveling alone, you might be more exposed to people with ill intentions because you are more approachable when you are alone and don't have someone with you to fact check. Solo travel as a woman. Being a woman in this world can be harsh sometimes. This is also the case while traveling. You have to be alert and safe everywhere in the world, so also while you are traveling. Traveling solo as a woman can be extra challenging because you are defenseless and some destinations are not female friendly. It is good to do your research and to make smart decisions during your traveling to stay safe. How to travel solo. Number 1. Start with a short distance trip as a tryout before you go on your first long distance travel. Number 2. Plan your trip and accommodation. Having things planned gives less stress on arrival. If you don't want everything planned up front, at least plan the first 2 days and the departure day. Number 3. Book a hostel because solo travelers often book hostels to meet other travelers. If you are female and sleeping in a dorm, choose for an all-female hostel or an all-female dorm room. Number 4, do a lot of activities with that your schedule is filled and you don't have time to feel lonely. Number 5, change your mindset and the fear of being alone will go away. Loneliness is a state of mind. Number 6, it is better for you to travel alone than not to travel at all. Number 7, keep the location tracker on your phone on at all times. Number 8, make sure you tell at least one person that you trust your travel plans in case of an emergency. Number 9. Always have emergency funds with you that you don't touch until the end of your holiday. Number 10. Search for female-friendly destinations on the internet if you are a female solo traveler. Now that you know what kind of solo travel there is available, you know the pros and the cons and how to prepare. Remember that you are not alone. There are millions and millions of solo travelers out there who are open to meeting new people. Don't be scared and just enjoy your journey. I like traveling by myself as I don't have to consider the likes and dislikes of others. I can do and see what I want and when I want to. I really love that flexibility as my preferences have changed throughout the years and therefore they don't match with my friends anymore. We are at the end of this video. I hope you have enough information to go on your first solo trip or that you have more tips and tricks to improve your solo travel. Don't forget to subscribe and like this video. Love and light. See you in my next one.